Ona will be sitting.
Nice to look at. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Ona Chambers, and I'm one of the practitioners here, and I'm going to lead you all in a meditation. So if you will sit back in your chairs and take a few deep breaths and consciously relax yourself and become receptive, become pliable, become soft, and connect with the divine within you. I'm going to read today from Mark Nepo's Little Book of Awakening, one of his meditations, and this one is called The Kinship of Gratitude. When you make the two one, when you make the inner as outer and the outer as inner, then you shall enter the kingdom. That's what Jesus said. This is Mark Nepo's interpretation of that and a meditation on those words. The goal of all experience is to remove whatever might keep us from being whole. The things we learn through love and pain reduce our walls and bring our inner and outer life together, and all the while the friction of being alive erodes whatever impediments remain. But the simplest and deepest way to make who we are at one with the world is through the kinship of gratitude. Nothing brings the worlds of spirit and earth together more quickly. To be grateful means giving thanks for more than just the things we want, but also for the things that surmount our pride and stubbornness. Sometimes the things I've wanted and worked for, if I actually received them, would have crushed me. Sometimes just giving thanks for the mystery of it all brings everything and everyone closer, the way suction pulls streams of water together. So take a chance and openly give thanks, even if you're not sure what for, and feel the plenitude of all that is living brush up against your heart. Now, I'd like you to sit quietly and meditate on what keeps you from knowing yourself. We'll start with that. Now, breathe deeply and lower your walls with an offering of gratitude. This gratitude is not attached to any one thing, just general gratitude. Feel your heart enlarge with it. Now, inhale with gratitude and exhale what remains in the way. And contemplate this for the next few minutes. Now it's time to start coming back into the room. So feel yourself in your chair and your feet on the floor, and feel how good and relaxed and peaceful you feel, all ready to listen to today's talk by Linda Finley, our minister. Thank you very much for meditating with us. See you later. Bye-bye.
Good morning and welcome to another slightly altered version of Center for Spiritual Living Eugene Sunday service. My name is Linda Finley. I am the spiritual director here, and as you may have noticed, we're meeting in the social hall again today. We're in the process of getting our internet connection reworked, and for right now, this is where we are. And I'm really kind of sad because Nancy Fisher created the most beautiful altar in the sanctuary for Thanksgiving, and we'll be there the next 3 weeks to look at it. So for today, we have the social hall. So thank you for being here. Here we are at 8 months into the pandemic, and we're learning how to build spiritual community from a distance. And there are many, many ways we're working on this, and we'll be talking about that a little bit in today's service. But I just want to remind you that the Center for Spiritual Living Eugene has been here for 50 years, and we're in our 51st year now, and we are celebrating a new way of beginning, a new way of doing things, and this is part of that transition. So our mission, our essence, our reason for being is to inspire minds using various teachings, classes, workshops, talks like today, open hearts by going deeper into our spiritual practices and discovering our connection to everyone around us, and inspiring and empowering lives by becoming more connected and helping us to realize that we are all part of one beautiful experience of God. And then we do this because we know spiritually empowered people live richer and fuller lives, and that's the whole reason for our existence. Because we know that a world that works for everyone is the ultimate goal of all that we do. I'm grateful to have you with us today, whether you're watching this morning or watching later in the week or a week from now or whatever. But I want to thank you for being part of this and for connecting with us. And now I'd like to invite our own Ona Chambers back, and she's going to do an opening spiritual mind treatment to set the tone for today's service.
Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad that you all could join us for this. I'm going to lead us now in an affirmative prayer where I will affirm the goodness that we all have in our lives, and all we have to do is open to accept it. So sit back in your chairs. If you're comfortable, close your eyes and just listen to my voice. I start by opening. I open to the divine by opening my heart and my mind. I know I am safe in this space, so I open and stretch to allow the only divine in, the one out of which everything has been created, the one power, the one love, and the one creativity. And I know I am one with it because I am created by it, and my essence is that. And I am so grateful to know that. It is such a wonderful thing to be empowered by the divine within me. So now I want to affirm gratitude. I want to affirm it with all my heart and soul today. I am filled to overflowing with gratitude for all the good in my life. I'm even grateful for the things that appear to not be good, because I know in the long run, if I look at them the right way, they contain the gift. They are the doorway to my growth and my evolution and my greater happiness and fulfillment. So gratitude, let's focus on gratitude right now. And I affirm that every day in my meditation, I am going to be grateful for the good and everything in my life. I am going to feel warm and joyous and happy for my life, for all that I love, for everything that surrounds me. I am so grateful. I feel such a sense of support and safety, and I know I am loved. And I know that everything is unfolding perfectly, just as it should. So I relax. I take a deep breath. and I let go of worry and sorrow and grief and sadness. I just let it go. I just let it go up into the heavens. And I fill myself with love and gratitude for all it is. I am grateful to know about this wonderful secret of the universe, that by filling myself with gratitude, I make room for even more good. And I place this word now into the law. And I know it's already done. I'm already filled with gratitude and a connection with the divine that will not go away. I will remind myself many times a day of my gratitude and my joy and my love. I give thanks, and I place my word into the law and say together, and so it is. And here comes Linda again.
Bless you, Ona, as we practice our social distancing and do what is ours to do. I realized, I preach about change, but I'm not really good at it. And so being in a new space, I forgot our Declaration of Principles before. I thought it was happening awfully quickly, but that's because I left a step out. We are repeating each week a piece of our Declaration of Principles written by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, almost 100 years ago. But these principles are timeless, and they are true in all things. And this principle is called the unity of all life. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. And I think if this teaching had a pivotal belief, that would be it. That there is only one power in the universe, and it is working through all of creation. And many of the great religions of the world realize this. You look at the Hindu gods, and they have this whole bevy of gods, but when you really get into the religion, you understand that each of those gods is an aspect, a personality of the great God. The Native Americans who speak of the spirit of the deer and the spirit of the eagle and whatever, there's still the great spirit. There is the one spirit of which all of these are part. And that's what we believe, is that God is not something out there, outside of us, artificial or removed from us. It is, as the Hindus, as the Muslims say, as close as our jugular. And that jugular is the vein between the head and the heart. That is where God resides in all of us. God is us, in us, and as us. And that's the truth of all being. And that's why we have kinship with everyone. There is no other. Even though our minds might try to convince us of such, the truth is there's only one of us. Which brings us to our November affirmation. And I'm believing, I don't have I'm not connected right now. So with the affirmation is up, my crew is telling me, yay, the affirmation's up there. So I'm going to read this once. So you can just kind of listen to it. And if you want to, silently read along with me. And then the second time, I'm going to imagine that all of us are reading this aloud together, because it really, the power of both seeing and hearing the word is masterful. I am a conduit through which spirit expresses its creative nature. I choose wisely and compassionately, and I stand for love in this world. And together, if you'll repeat with me, I am a conduit through which spirit expresses its creative nature. I choose wisely and compassionately, and I stand for love in this world. I love that. I love that. I love being love. Love is really not a verb. We say it's a verb, but love. When we love, we are experiencing God, because God is love. God does not love us. God is the love that we are. God is that love. And so now am really delighted to have our beloved and beautiful Haley Loren, who's going to be offering a song before the talk, and then after the offering, she'll be doing another one. So I'm going to turn it to our tech crew in the office, and they're going to set it up for Haley to be singing. We don't have music today. So, hi! It's time for the talk. Yeah, my coach is going, thank you, John. Bless you. What is God giving you? That's the title for today's talk. We're in the midst of a theme this month called Living as Compassionate Conduits. What that means is we are the distributors of the energy and the essence of God. We are the movement of God through everything. And so when we remember that, we remember that compassion is what we're called to be doing. Compassion is our there's a good word for it. It's not our watchword or whatever, but it's what we're called to be in this world. Pema Chodron, great Buddhist teacher, compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. Compassion is a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness well can we be present to the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. Now, just a couple of moments ago, I was talking about how God is all there is. We are one with God. That's what we are in essence of our belief. But until I realize that my stuff stinks too, I'm going to be real good at judging your stuff and commenting on how stinky it might be. So the truth of what we are being asked to do as living conduits of God, living as compassionate conduits of God, is we bring this energy into the world, but we bring it in recognizing that I am who I am trying to heal. I may be looking at someone out there thinking I'm working for them, but what I'm really doing is healing myself, working on myself, fixing myself. And there's nothing broken in me. So when I say fixing, I don't mean as in something broken. I'm awakening. I'm clearing the debris. You know, right now, you may have noticed it's autumn and the leaves are falling. And in some of the wind that we've had lately, it's like it's raining leaves. And so the yard is covered in leaves. Is the yard broken? No, the yard is just fine. Is the tree broken? No, the tree is just fine. Are the leaves broken? No, the leaves are just fine. But I want to fix my yard so that those leaves are over mulching somewhere rather than covering up my grass. Right now, I've got beliefs that are covering up my truth. I've got old beliefs that have fallen like leaves onto the grass of who I am. And my work is to clear those leaves away so that I can find, so that I can discern who I am. If it is true of God, then it's true of me, because if I am a conduit of God, if I am operating in the energy of God, then I am that. I am the peace I am seeking. I am the love I am seeking. I am the compassion I am seeking. I am all of these things. And this is the truth of me, and it's the truth of every single individual I see. Yeah, even the ones that I don't think, whose stuff stinks. So what I want us to realize is we are looking out at the world and perhaps thinking, oh my God, this is just such a big job. How am I going to do it? We're not alone. I love Tama Keeves. She's written some really wonderful books. And I'm reading right now a daily read. It's called A Year Without Fear, and it's fabulous. We have it in the bookstore if you want to come by and pick a copy up. So today's read actually was, we are not alone. We have guidance. We have a knowing sense within us, a meaningful compass, a tender companion with no shortage of good advice and rocket fuel. This beloved one will empower us beyond any kind of security we ever knew before. We need to feel uncertain so that we can call upon this certainty. I want you to think about that. We need to feel uncertain so we know to call upon this certainty. I'm reminded over and over and over again that when I think I know it all, when I think I know everything, when I think I have all the answers, I have left no room for spirit in my life. I have left no room for my soul to guide me. I have left no room for the beloved in its infinite wisdom to point out that maybe my finite wisdom isn't as complete as I thought it was. So being uncertain, feeling the ground move underneath me, actually reminds me that there's a bigger source behind me that I could trust in, that is greater than my experience. As we work with our things, last week I read to you from Rob Bell, a beautiful, I got emails from some of you this week that you'd already got the book and you were starting it and you really liked it. It's Rob Bell, Everything is Spiritual. And one of the things that we talk about in our teaching resonates so closely with this, is I feel like like I said last week, it's almost as though this is science of mind in 21st century wording. The energy of the divine is within everything. We've used the example of the garden often in our teaching, or the idea that the acorn contains within it the entire oak tree. Our idea contains our experience. We get that the acorn contains the oak tree, but we forget that our thinking and our beliefs are the seeds, are the acorns of our life. What I believe, I can treat, I can meditate. That beautiful meditation that Ona did this morning was just beautiful and lovely. And her treatment was great. And then I can go, yeah, but, and I've just erased all of it. I've said these beautiful words. I've thought these beautiful things. Yeah, but it really is tougher than I think. It's been nice if it was that way, but Well, I've just created my experience. That's the seed that got planted, sweetie. I'm sorry. All of the oming does nothing if it doesn't go deep, if I don't embody it in me. Yesterday, we had our board retreat, which was really weird because for years we've had board retreats where we go away. We rent a space somewhere. We leave Friday afternoon and we're all checked in by 4 o'clock and we have dinner together at a nice restaurant. We spend the evening together in a conference room and we go to our rooms and sleep. We come back in the morning and have breakfast and we meet again in a conference room all day. And we've removed ourselves from our daily life so that we can really go into, better than about 30 hours together. Well, we met on Zoom. Each in our own little home, each in our own little room in Zoom for 2 hours or so in the morning and 2 hours or so in the afternoon. And it was wonderful. Now, it wasn't what we've always done in the past and what we may do again in the future, but it was so good for us all to get together, all 7 of us, the 5 voting board members and our two, well, they're officers. They're the secretary and treasurer. They're non-voting, but they're part of the board. And we just were happy to see one another, but the energy was we were reshaping everything to a new idea of infinite potential. The whole idea that it doesn't matter what we did last year or 20 years ago or 50 years ago. There's fabulous heritage there, and we honor that heritage, and we love that heritage, and this is now, and we're moving forward. And so instead of trying to drive with our eyes in the rearview mirror, we're driving with our eyes moving forward and looking at the limitless possibilities that the future holds for us. And this group of people is so committed to a healthy, vibrant, beloved community here in Eugene and in the world, and opening itself up to include people who live elsewhere. I taught a class Friday morning with our new member, our brand new member, Anu, who lives in West Islip, New York. And she was in class with me Friday morning. So even as this is part of us moving forward, is once we get to the point where we can begin meeting together in person again, we're going to be evolving technology so that we can include the members who aren't here physically. So we are looking at a new way of being and a new way of doing, and that's what God is giving us by giving us this time to be in contemplation of what could be. We think about our manifestations and prayers, and I'm sure all of you, when you first started in this teaching, you went to a class and you learned how to manifest parking spaces, and you learned how to manifest a new partner or a new place to live or whatever that might be. You do that, but we think that's the limit of what we can do. God doesn't know the difference between a parking place and a palace. God doesn't know the difference between a hangnail and cancer. God doesn't care, because God just knows our wholeness. God just knows we are perfect. The only limit we have is our own thought of limitation. And so I want us to really focus now as we move into 50+1, the new beginning at Center for Spiritual Living, as we move into the promise of a new presidency, as we move into new ways of being in the world, we have to think about our thoughts. What words am I saying to myself? Because God is saying yes to everything I say. If I say, oh, God, I'm so stupid, I'm never going to get this, God goes, yes, my beloved, you won't. That's what God loves us so much. It says yes, because it thinks if we think it clearly and with passion, that's what we really want. So we have to think about what we are saying about ourselves and our world. How can I welcome a new idea? How can I create a new way of being? Can I become the place? If I've got an idea that I'd like to see happen, can I be the place where God does that as me? Can I be the person who would have that as God? Am I willing to shift my viewpoint from one of limit to one of expansiveness? Everything that I think, say, and do has an impact. Now, not every fleeting thought is going to change everything, but my consistent way of thinking. If every time I get an envelope from the government, I think, oh God, this is going to be bad news, I haven't changed my thinking. If I can be open to the idea, I had that happen one time years ago, and it was a back unemployment check that I wasn't expecting from out of nowhere. And I said, okay, Linda, see, this is where we need to learn that it can be good news. It can be good news. So what I want to talk to us about, because this has been an auspicious week. We voted, and it took a long time, and it's still going to be. There's still stuff under litigation and still stuff being looked at. And right now, you may be one of those who's grieving, or you may be one of those who's celebrating. And you have every right to your feelings, every right to feel exactly what you're feeling. And you need to feel, whether it's grief or whether it's joy or whether it's a mixed sensation of, oh my gosh. Feel those feelings, because denying our feelings denies our truth. But once we get through feeling the feelings, get over the rush or the weeping, whatever it might be, or the combination of the two, we need to start building bridges, because the truth of us is we're all one. We always have been one. Even if we think differently or look differently or act differently, we still come from the same force. It's still all God. We're still all part of the one human family. They are one people living on one planet, joining in one family. We are one. And so our spiritual practice for the next few weeks is going to be compassion and love. We are living as compassionate conduits of the divine. And our work is to be as open and receptive to what is going on as we possibly can. I want to share, so far I've quoted Hindus, Buddhists. I'm going to do a little bit more with, finally close it up with a quote from the New Testament, 1 John 4, verses 7 and 8. Beloved, let us love one another, because love is of God. Everyone who loves comes from God and knows God. Whoever is without love does not know God, for God is love. Now, that does not mean whoever does not love is not God. It simply means that they don't know that part of themselves yet. They haven't swept the leaves off the lawn yet. We are being called to be religious scientists right now. We are being called to be compassionate conduits of God's energy. We are being called to love and to care and to give and to do. And I love you, and I trust and know that this is what's happening. And so it is. They're going to try the music again, so we're going to just kind of wait and see what happens. So here I am, loving on you guys. I won't even try to be Haley. I didn't last week get a chance to wish happy birthday to our November birthdays, so happy birthday to all our November birthdays. I've got a lot of friends in November. Good Scorpios. Well, and a couple Sages too. But we're nothing's happening. We're playing. Well, I may just be we may be just calling Ona up to do the offering, and we'll just go from there. I'm not sure yet. Haven't been told what to do. Come on up, Ona. Hey. Ask them for money. Come on.
I will not supplicate you for money. Don't worry about that. This is Ona again, and I'm here to remind you how much the center means to all of us. Can you imagine going through this last year without it? The center fills us and feeds us and still supports and loves us from a distance. We have as much love and support as we could possibly have, considering it has to be from a distance right now. And I, for one, so appreciate it. I look forward to tuning in on Sundays and sometimes during the week too, and listening to the talk and really letting it settle into me. So without this center, I'd be kind of lost and I'd probably forget who I was, and that would really be a bad thing. So let's remember the love, the support we get from this community of people, and know that someday, eventually, we'll all be physically back together again in the same room. And let's demonstrate the love that we have for the center by making our offering as generous as we possibly can. This money goes to serve our community, to pay the people that run our services, that keeps our building and our lights on, and our music that sometimes comes through. Not always, but not today. So please, think generosity when you write your checks, when you do your electronic transfers that I can't even begin to name, but I believe it's up on the screen. And know that you are blessed for the blessing of your giving to us. Thank you very much.
Can you hear me? Hi!
They made it work.
Hi! Well, I thought I'd just join you from this angle rather than the other way, which didn't seem like it was working.
You are the bomb, Haley.
I gotta keep it quick though, because I wasn't expecting to. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so here we go. Do you want me to play? I'm gonna play the I Can Change song. So I just heard this song for the first time this week, and it really felt pertinent to me, just as like a song about healing the soul from all of the bitterness that can wedge itself in and keep us from really seeing one another and seeing kind of what can be in the world. And it's by a group called Lake Street Dive. Let's see if I can remember it. Let's see. Hey, cast a long shadow, I know that I lie in it, let it rule my mind from time to time. Escaping an old battle that clings like a vine to me, whispers dirty lies in my ear. I know we didn't start this fight, and I won't let it rule my heart tonight. I can change, I can change, I can still change. I can still change, I can still change.
from the world we want to see. I am scared that I won't get it right, but fear won't rule my heart tonight. I can change, I can change, I can still change. I can still change. I can change. I can change. I can change. I can still change. I can still change. I can still change. I can change. I can still change. I can still change. I know I can change. Fear won't rule my heart tonight. No, I can change. I can still change.
Oh, Haley Loren, you are amazing. Thank you for stepping up and calling in. Puts a whole new meaning to phoning it in.
There you go.
I love
Love you
you.
guys.
Okay, I guess it's time for us to have announcements. Yay, there they are. Okay, we only have a few because things are kind of between things now. After service, hang out with Zoom. This information is also on the CSL Eugene group. So if you go to that page, you can also get that information with the passcode and everything. Check in at 11:15 for a half an hour. We'll talk together, chat together a little bit, talk about the talk, or just talk about each other. Talk to each other, not about each other. So anyway, and I would love to see you there. The annual giving intention is going on right now. If you haven't yet filled out your form, each week in the newsletter, there is a link. Just click on that or call the office and talk to Susan and tell her that you just want to renew your pledge, or if you need to adjust it because of changes in income or whatever. We're totally adaptable with that. Thank you so much. Every little bit, even if you give $5 a month, that helps. Every little bit helps build things up. And actually, it's almost too late to have this in. I will go ahead and take new people this week, but you've got to sign up before Wednesday so I can send everything, because I've got to email you things. I can't give you handouts because we're doing this by Zoom, so everything's got to be emailed to you before the class. So if you think you didn't get into it and you'd like to get into it, please sign up Monday or Tuesday. Find last week's newsletter, and we'll make it work. There will be a special service Thanksgiving Eve. I believe we're going to do it at 6:30. But Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, we're going to be gathering together on Zoom just to talk about gratitude and to check in with each other and to love on each other a bit. So make yourself a piece of something sweet and get yourself a cup of something fun, and then log into Zoom, and we'll be sending the link out to you soon. And we are so excited. Our Community Service Network team got together with St. Vincent de Paul, St. Vinny's, as we love them to call them. The Holiday Joy fundraiser is on this year. We are adopting 4 families. One family is only one person, so don't get overwhelmed here. But we're going to be able to give things. We can go buy gifts. If those of you who want to shop through in person or online, if you want to do gift cards, we can do that. But we'll have more details. They're meeting Monday. But we do have 4 families we're going to be able to help this year. And I think this is a wonderful way for us as a beloved community to come together and show that we're still here and we're still working in the world. So be looking forward to more news about that, okay? And we're going to be getting a new logo for this. It's no longer going to be the 50th anniversary. It's going to be 50+1, a new beginning. And we will be setting that up sometime next May. So be looking forward to that. And that's, I think, about it, other than, hey, Gabby, come up next to me here. We'll stand on either side. We're going to sing happy birthday. We didn't get to sing happy birthday last week, so we're going to sing happy birthday to, come in a little bit more. So we're going to sing happy birthday to the November birthdays, okay? So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. With tenor help from John Hicks. Yay! All right, so have a fabulous week. Love each other, love each other, love each other. Just feel your feelings, process them, and then love each other. We got this. See you soon.
That's it.